What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're doing some off-time stuff. We're kind of in between projects, waiting for some parts to come in. I'll get to that more in a minute. Right now, we're just going to kind of do a recap and a review on some of the stuff I've done. So sit back and enjoy. What I've done, I've got in my little notebook here. Yes, it is Bambi, it is hunting season, so let's get ready. So I got online, I went to my Facebook, the Instagram, I went through all my messages, emails, all that kind of good stuff. Jotted down some questions you guys have been asking, and I'm gonna go ahead and get those answered. So let's see what we got. All right, first one, what year is the Jeep? It's 1998, Jeep Cherokee Classic. How much have you spent so far on the Jeep? So with purchasing the Jeep, license, titling, all that good stuff, and then every project I've done to it, I've come up with, I'm still definitely under $10,000 invested in this thing. Now a lot of that is because I have done pretty much all the work to it myself, which has saved me a ton of money from having to pay somebody else to do it. So I'd say that the project, if you're gonna have somebody else do it, the price is definitely gonna be a lot higher. But as for this thing sits right now, I'm still under $10,000, and I'm under $10,000 by a good amount. So, you know, I'm closer to the probably $8,500 to $9,000 range. Next question, do you regret not putting a second battery in it? No, I don't need one. So I went ahead and I thought about this, because as soon as I did the video on the camp lights that are up there, everybody started telling me, if you don't put a second battery in that thing, you're going to be stuck out on the trail, you're not going to be going anywhere. So I went ahead, and one night I decided at about 6 p.m. I turned all the lights on, and that's from the tailgate lights to the side lights. All the lights are on from 6 p.m. and I left those on overnight till 8 a.m. Went out, turned off the lights, Jeep fired right up. So if I go out camping somewhere and for whatever reason I forget to turn the lights off, the Jeep will start in the morning. It had no issues, wasn't hesitant to start. Worst case scenario, I do carry a tiny little jump box to get me going. But yeah, no, I am highly confident that the lights that I put on here are such a low amperage that they're not going to draw the main battery down to where it won't start. Yeah, overnight, not worried about it. Next question, what do you do to store the Jeep when you're not using it a lot, power-wise? So the Jeep is not my daily driver. As for right now, it does sit a lot, but I am in between projects on it. I do get it out, take it out on the weekends, have a good time with it. But if I know I'm not going to use it through the whole week, what I'll do is I'll put a battery tender on the battery up front, and then I can also plug in the Jackery into a 120 volt in the garage. So that will keep the Jackery charged. The trickle charger will keep the battery up front charged, and I'm not worried about really anything draining it out. So my setup basically is the Jackery charges and runs the refrigerator, and that's it. Besides from charging like GoPro batteries or cell phones or laptop or something like that, but its primary job is just to run the refrigerator. So by unplugging that off the Jeep, plug it into the wall, that'll keep that thing going, and then having the battery tender up on front will keep the normal battery tip-top shape. So I'm not worried about letting this thing sit for too long, because it can either run on shore power, or I have the solar panel up top if I'm out somewhere that will keep the battery for the Jackery nice and charged. Next question, future plans for the Jeep. So the big one that I'm working on right now, I'm going to replace all the carpeting that's in there. The original stuff, it's okay, but it's got some spots, and I guess the previous owner had probably had dogs or something, and there was a lot of dog hair in there, a lot of dog pee. I spent a lot of time when I first got it really going through and scrubbing the carpets out, but I did find a whole set of OEM direct fit floor carpet that you can get that also has like a heat treated backing to it, because everybody knows it has a Cherokee, these things get super hot on the inside. So I'm planning on doing that. I'm actually going to change the color because it's brown carpet now, but I am going to switch it to black. The other thing I want to do, this thing here had minimum rust to it. All the notorious places for rusting out on this were perfectly fine, so I want to preserve that. So while I have the carpet out, I'm going to go through, clean up all the floors, and then I'm going to Raptor coat it all. That way it's protected from the outside and the inside. So hopefully, eventually this thing will probably turn into a rust bucket. I don't know, but I want to prolong that for at least, you know, 20, 30 years maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's the big project I got to do. That's going to be something I'll do over the winter time, because I will have time to actually pull it all apart in the garage and do all that. Kind of wish I would have done that a long time ago, but it is what it is. I didn't have the money for it at the time. So, but that is one of the big projects that I'm working on right now. Another project I want to do that's a little out of my league, I'm not too familiar with doing it, but I know some people that are. I want to re-gear it. I think now it's got either the 355s or the 373s. I'm not too sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'd like to put like a 411 in it maybe if I can. Or I know a lot of the guys with automatics, they'll run like a 456 gear. I want this thing to be still highway manageable. I don't want to be doing 60 to 70 mile an hour just running 3,000 RPM everywhere, because my ultimate goal is to head out west, Colorado, New Mexico, all those kind of good places. And that's a long drive to run this thing at, you know, 3,000 RPM or above. So I want to keep it reasonable, but just get it it's a little poochy on the highway. Right now when you're doing 70, it kind of lugs around, and I wind up having to drop it down into third and get it going again. So, but it does fine. It does pretty good. So I'm happy with it, but that is something I want to change. Next question. This is the one I get a lot. Through comments, through emails, all that kind of good stuff, is are you ever going to sell the cut and fold inserts, which I did right here. If you didn't see that video, I'll put a link up above to it. That one and my Warren winch videos are my two that really get a lot of the views. I feel kind of bad because those were my beginning videos. Didn't really know too much about what to do or how to do it. I'm still kind of learning even with these videos, but that is something I do consider a lot. I have a lot of people reaching out and asking me that, but right now, you know, the YouTube thing is kind of a fun little side hobby I do on the weekends. I keep trying to push to have better videos and better content for you guys, so the channel does keep growing. I think right now as you're watching this, we're at about 480 subscribers, trying to get to 500, but the ultimate goal is to just send it to the moon and get as many as I can. So right now it's hard to do side work stuff like that and do this and then go out and enjoy, because throughout the week I'm still working, you know, 60, 70 hour weeks. So to balance the two, and then also on top of that, find a way to mass produce these parts and keep them cheap. Like I said, it is something I am looking into. I'm still trying to convince my brother maybe to help make a couple more, and maybe start selling it as I can get them going. But right now, that's something that's more of a future idea. I'm still working on it, and trust me, if I can ever pull this off and get this thing going, you guys will be the first to know, because I know a lot of you ask about it. Next question, would you ever sell the Jeep? You know, everything has a price tag, but this thing here, it's kind of the baby of the channel. It's where it all started. So yeah, I mean, everything has a price tag, but this one would have to be pretty high. For right now, no, I want to hang on to it. I want to enjoy it. I want to get it out there on the trails, do some exploring, see what nature has to offer. Next question, what's your favorite mod you've done so far to the Jeep? You know, I don't know. I like all of them, because it's every one of them I've had my own hands in. The roof rack was pretty cool because it got me back into, you know, welding aluminum, which I haven't done in a really long time. It was more of a, you know, a custom fab job that was pretty cool. And then putting all the lights on and the wiring, that's something, you know, my background was always in electronics, so that's pretty cool. Just changing the style of the Jeep was another thing, putting the lift on, putting the rock sliders and everything. So to take the Jeep from where it was to where it is now, that's a pretty cool project. But yeah, really everything. I've had a good time doing it. So, you know, if you're working on a Jeep at your house or Toyota 4Runner or whatever you've got, the big thing is just enjoying it and having fun doing it. I know there's a lot of struggles and a lot of headaches while you're doing it, but in the end, it's totally worth it, because to get out here and just be able to enjoy the outdoors in a vehicle that you've pretty much got everything you want in it, it just makes it so much better. Next question. Why didn't you spend the money and get a better refrigerator? I didn't have the money. That fridge is under $300. It's the perfect size for what I need. You know, yeah, you can go out and spend, you know, $800 to $1,000 on a really cool fridge with a freezer in it and all that, but, you know, with the Cherokee, you're limited on space. So also, you know, being limited on space and being limited on, you know, cash flow, that fridge, it works fine. I mean, I plugged it in the day I got it, and I haven't unplugged it since, and it's had no problems. It's actually pretty cool. It's got Bluetooth on it, so I can pull it up on my phone and see what the temperatures are. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. So, you know, that's the best thing about this thing. Yeah, it's a mixture of expensive stuff and not expensive stuff, but you know, I spent my money on the things that I deemed that I really needed to spend the money on. The Jackery was $500. Could I have got a different unit? Yeah, probably, but from what I saw, and you know, with other YouTubers and all that, and people that are out in the field using it, they had no problems with it. It's a great unit. So I figured, well, you know, I need power when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, so might as well spend the money and get the good one. Another thing is the tent, you know, wherever that's at. You know, I sat there and I read all the reviews and I watched people that are out there in the field using it, and I decided that that's the tent I wanted, and that's why I spent the money on it that I did. Still not here, but yeah, maybe one day it'll show up and I'll be able to start using it, but that's where the big money went. You know, everything else has just been DIY or budget ready, and everything's working out great. But if you're gonna do it, you know, spend the money on the spots that you really need to spend the money on. Next question is, what's something you would change on the Jeep if you really had to? I don't know. I haven't used it long enough yet, so I'm sure that'll come and I'll let you know. All right, last question for this series. Do you have any trips lined up? Maybe. My brother-in-law and I were trying to come up with an idea on doing the Trans-Wisconsin Trail. So we're just trying to find time and space to squeeze that into our schedules. You'll see his soon, his Toyota 4Runner. He bought a rear bumper for it, so we're gonna fab that up. So we're gonna make a video on that. And yeah, we're trying to put together something for the Trans-Wisconsin Trail. I know Glade Top Trail's kind of close to where we are, so those are our two big trails for now, but we are scouting out other areas, and we're trying to put stuff together. I know winter time is coming. It's going to be some cold camping. I've also got deer season coming, so I got that. But yeah, we're trying to put some rides together and go out so we can really test this thing out and see how she does. So that's going to take it out of the questions I pulled off of my social medias and all that and the emails. But my question now is to you guys. What do you want to see? You know, my Jeep here, this thing's it's just about wrapped up. So I'm going to get out there and start using it and having a good time and filming that. But what kind of projects? You know, I'm thinking maybe get another Jeep, start that build. I know I still have my Mustang. I need to get that thing back together. I will be filming that when I start working on it. You want to see like a rock crawler build, or you want to see like a Jeep restoration or something, or doesn't even need to be a Jeep. I have been looking on Facebook Marketplace at cars. Drop a comment down below, or if you have any more questions, make sure you drop a comment, shoot an email, send a message. It doesn't matter how old the videos are. If you comment on it, I still read them all. I still get back to you guys. So yeah, just let me know, because I'm always interested in seeing what you guys want to see. But as for right now, that's going to do it. Just keep the comments, keep the questions coming. Let's keep this channel growing. And you know, as far as downtime, I try to stay consistent, get you guys a video like once a week or once every other week. But with the seasons changing and the project slowing down and everything lost in shipping, I'm working on projects and trying to keep you guys content while also working a full-time job. But I do appreciate you guys watching. I love for you guys to all keep subscribing. And yeah, just keep checking out the videos. If you haven't already checked out the Instagram account, I'll put a little link right up here, probably right up here, what the name of it is. It's pretty good. I try to keep my stuff up to date on there too, and on Facebook. So, but that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Let's get to 500 subscribers. What do you say? Keep them coming, guys. Other than that, it's getting kind of cold out here, but it's not bad. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you later.